People like to paint Laurel Canyon as some blissed out sanctuary of flowers, guitars, and incense. But let me tell you, darling, the canyon was also a carnival of crime, with shadows long enough to choke out the sunlight. So if you've got a glass, raise it. If you've got a smoke, light it. Because tonight we're not humming along to folk songs. We're crawling through murder scenes, police blotters, and the scandals they tried to bury. It begins in whispers. Inger Stevens, a rising star with a luminous smile, found dead in her Laurel Canyon home in 1970. The papers called it suicide, but the stories didn't line up. Friends insisted she was planning a new start. Others muttered about secret affairs, debts, and a life stretched thin behind the Hollywood curtain. Even in death, the canyon refused to give her peace. Graham Parsons, wild poet of country rock, wandered these winding roads too. He died young in 1973, claimed by drugs in a desert motel. But his ghost lingers in the canyon's fabric, a reminder of how quickly music and mortality intertwined here. His friends stole his body to burn it at Joshua Tree, turning tragedy into myth. And then, lurking at the edges, Charles Manson. Long before the Tate LaBianca murders carved terror into the city's bones, Manson was hustling for record deals in Laurel Canyon. He lived in Beach Boy Dennis Wilson's home for a time, crashing parties, strumming for stars who had no idea what monster sat among them. It wasn't just a footnote, it was a dark prelude to violence that would forever stain the canyon's reputation. But the bloodiest chapter of all unfolded in 1981, in a quiet home on Wonderland Avenue. 4 people were savagely bludgeoned to death in what would become known as the Wonderland Murders. The house was drenched in drugs, betrayal, and paranoia. At the heart of the chaos, John Holmes, once the king of adult cinema, now a broken figure trapped in addiction and debt. His connection to Eddie Nash, a nightclub kingpin with a taste for violence, made Wonderland not just a murder scene, but a war zone in miniature. The crime remains one of Los Angeles's most infamous unsolved mysteries, a slaughter that left the canyon shaken to its core. Laurel Canyon wasn't just a backdrop for stardom, it was a magnet for chaos. The same hills that echoed with laughter and guitars also carried the screams of the forgotten, the betrayed, and the damned. Stay curious, stay haunted, and stay right here in the dark with me.